me and Cole became, before that, we went to the Olympics before that, we became very close. But we became close on some disrespectful shit like.
It's May 2009. The basketball world is obsessing over LeBron's playoff dominance in Cleveland. But 2,000 miles west, something far more savage is brewing in the thin Denver air. Two Olympic teammates, two future Hall of Famers, two alphas about to tear each other's throats out on basketball's biggest stage.
So the games against Kobe on Christmas Day, is that the number one? Like, yo, I played against Black Mamba.
Kobe, you knew what you was getting yourself in.
This isn't just the story of Lakers versus Nuggets. This is the story of how Carmelo Anthony and Kobe Bryant turned basketball into blood sport, how respect became warfare, and how one series changed everything we thought we knew about championship heart.
I mean, we hugged before the game. He was like,
War.
"It's war."
Yeah.
I said, "It's war. Like, let's get it. Like, it ain't gonna be nothing easy." And I just remember him. He always would tell me, "I'll guard you in the fourth, because they ain't gonna make no calls on me. They ain't gonna call no shit on me in the fourth."
The 2009 Western Conference Finals wasn't supposed to be personal. The Lakers, led by Kobe Bryant in his prime championship hunt, were heavy favorites. The Nuggets, anchored by Carmelo Anthony's lethal scoring, were the scrappy underdogs who had just upset the favored Hornets. But here's what nobody saw coming. These weren't just two teams fighting for a finals berth. These were two former Olympic teammates who were about to discover what friendly competition really meant. That was my moment where me and Cobb became. Before that, we went to the Olympics. We became very close. But we became close on some disrespectful SC, Carmelo would later reveal. You know, Cobb, he going into your neck.
That was my moment where me and Cole became, before that, we went to the Olympics before that, we became very close. But we became close on some disrespectful shit like Cole. You know Cole, man.
Going at your neck.
He going at your neck. He saying shit to you, elbowing you. I had my braids back then too, so he touching my hair. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck is he doing?
The Lakers had swept their way through the first two rounds. Kobe was averaging 30 points in the playoffs, looking unstoppable. Meanwhile, in Denver, Carmelo was putting together his own masterclass, 26 points per game through 2 rounds, finally silencing critics who questioned his playoff gene. But this series would be different. This wasn't about stats or systems. This was about proving who belonged in the pantheon of greatness.
Will this championship be special or just the same doing it without Shaquille?
You know, a lot of people make a lot out of that.
Yeah.
People that don't know what they're talking about make a lot out of that. You know, the truth is he never would have won without me. And we never would have won without Fisher, Robert, Horry, Phil, and everybody else.
Staples Center, May 19th, 2009. The Lakers faithful expected a coronation. What they got was a declaration of war. Kobe opened the series like he always did, aggressive, calculated, surgical. 40 points on 16 of 31 shooting, every shot contested, every bucket earned. The Black Mamba was in full strike mode, and the basketball world took notice. But here's what shocked everyone. Carmelo didn't back down. While other stars had wilted under Kobe's psychological warfare, Melo stood toe-to-toe. 39 points on 15 of 24 shooting. Every time Kobe scored, Carmelo answered. Every time the Lakers made a run, the Nuggets responded. People don't understand, Charles Barkley said during the broadcast. Carmelo's not just talented, he's fearless. That's what you need against Kobe.
He is the best scorer. Kevin Durant is second, but the best offensive player in the NBA is Carmelo Anthony.
The problem? Carmelo Anthony used his size against Kobe to his advantage. Attacking the boards and boxing out with vigor earned Carmelo not only 4 putback layups on offensive rebounds, but also 2 separate trips to the foul line. Lakers won 105-103, but something had shifted. This wasn't going to be the sweep everyone expected. If Game 1 was about firepower, Game 2 was about mind games. Kobe, ever the psychologist, started early. During warm-ups, he approached Carmelo with that familiar smirk. 2 words. It's war.
I mean, we hugged before the game. He was like,
War.
"It's war."
Yeah.
Kobe said some things that I can't repeat on television, Kenyon Martin would later reveal. But Melo? He just smiled and said, "I've been ready."
He's never been out of the best basketball player of all time debate. Never. Because I played against him. I had guard. Badass man. the ball in his hand. Competitive as they come, 5 rings, all of it. You can't talk about because he had Shaq. No, fuck it. He got 5 rings, man. And he is who he is. Through our generation of playing, my 15 years of playing basketball, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player in the National Basketball Association.
The game became a masterclass in competitive hatred. Every possession mattered. Every shot was contested like it was Game 7 of the finals. The intensity was suffocating. Kobe finished with 49 points. 49! On the road! In a conference finals game. But Carmelo? 34 points and 10 rebounds. More importantly, he never flinched. Never showed an ounce of intimidation.
But to see if
Where
I
he
was
was
gonna,
at.
where I was
Yeah.
gonna stand at. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, like, we grew, man. And
That's when I knew this series was special. Magic Johnson said afterward, "You had 2 killers going at each other with no regard for friendship, no regard for anything but winning." Lakers took a 2-0 lead, but the narrative was changing. This wasn't David versus Goliath anymore. This was Ali versus Frazier. Pepsi Center, May 23, 2009. Altitude, 5,280 feet. Intensity, immeasurable. Denver had been counted out before the series started. Down 2-0, facing elimination on the road in 2 games, the Nuggets were supposed to fold. Champions fold under pressure, right? Wrong. Carmelo came out possessed. First quarter, 15 points on perfect 6 of 6 shooting. Second quarter, another 12 points. By halftime, he had 27 points, and the Lakers looked shook.
I think I caught cold one time on Christmas.
Yeah, both had 34.
Yeah, but that was a game that was like, this is Christmas in LA.
That was Melo versus Kobe.
Yeah, like I knew that. And he knew that. Yeah, we want to win, but it ain't matter what. I know the stipulations of this game.
Right.
He knows the stipulations of this game. Let's go.
And was he
It's
talking
Christmas.
shit? Like,
Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
The whole world is watching. I'm shooting this 1,000 times. Like,
facts.
well, you know what we're here for. Fuck you passing the ball for. Like, so
was he telling you that shit? Like in Italian? Like,
he's
yo,
just like-
shooting the ball molto bene. Like all this.
that energy was crazy on Christmas. And you had to be there to really understand it.
I've never seen Carmelo play with that level of controlled fury, Reggie Miller observed. He wasn't just scoring, he was making a statement. But this is where the chess match got interesting. Phil Jackson, the Zen master himself, could be seen on the sideline with that familiar poker face. No panic, no adjustments, just calculating. Because Phil Jackson knew something about Kobe that the world was about to witness. When stars are made, they don't just rise to the occasion, they transcend it.
But I was upset because people don't understand him. And he is a genius in every sense of the word. And how he sees the game, how he sees the spirituality of the game. And people don't understand that. And worse than that, they're intimidated by that. And even worse, they try to discredit that because they do not have the level of passion and obsessiveness to get to that level.
Kobe's response? 28 points, but more importantly, he turned into a floor general. Pau Gasol, 23 points, 12 rebounds. Lamar Odom, 19 points, 11 rebounds. Derek Fisher, clutch defense and veteran leadership. This is what separates great players from champions, Phil Jackson said after the game. Great players put up numbers. Champions make their teammates better when it matters most.
More NBA championships as a coach now than any man ever. When the clock went to triple zeros, what's the first thought that ran through your mind?
It's surreal to watch this thing count down, see these guys out on the floor carry the day. They did such a good job in the second half, from actually the middle of the second quarter, carrying this game home. It's all about them.
Nuggets won 103-97, but the series had evolved into something bigger than basketball. This was becoming a test of wills. Here's where legends are born and pretenders are exposed. Game 4 in Denver, win or go home intensity, the kind of game that defines careers. Carmelo started hot again, 22 first-half points. The crowd was electric. The moment felt inevitable. This was Melo's time to prove he belonged in the conversation with Kobe, LeBron, and D-Wade. But champions don't just have great moments. Champions have great moments when their backs are against the wall. Third quarter, Lakers down 15. Kobe looked at the Denver crowd, looked at Carmelo, and made a choice. Not just to play harder, but to elevate to a different dimension. 18 points in the third quarter, every shot contested, every possession crucial. I watched Kobe go to a place that only a few players in NBA history can access, Shaquille O'Neal said later. That's not just talent, that's championship DNA.
Who is more competitive in your opinion, Kobe or Jordan?
Yeah, you see Jordan, you can see the competitor, but Kobe was a different animal. Like I used to see Kobe dribble and shoot without no ball for an hour.
Oh, like cattle boxing?
And then go out there and do the same move.
Fourth quarter. More of the same. Kobe finished with 43 points, but the story wasn't the numbers. It was the way he broke Denver's spirit. With 3:42 left, Carmelo missed a contested three. With 2:18 left, he forced a bad shot over Fisher. With 47 seconds left, he turned the ball over trying to create magic. That's the difference between a great scorer and a champion, Tim Duncan observed. Champions don't just make shots, they make the right plays when everything is on the line.
Competition brings the best out of you, and that's what he always did. You always had to be at your best and bring your best from start to finish if you were playing against him or any of his team.
Lakers 120, Nuggets 101. Series tied 2-2, but momentum had shifted completely. Staples Center was a madhouse. Lakers fans could smell the finals. The energy was intoxicating. But this is where Carmelo Anthony showed why he belonged in this conversation. Coming off the crushing Game 4 defeat, facing a hostile crowd, with his season on the line, Melo delivered one of the most underrated clutch performances in playoff history. 38 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Most importantly, ice water in his veins when it mattered most. People forget how special Carmelo was in that series. Allen Iverson said years later, that boy was cold-blooded. Kobe-level cold-blooded.
Like that for me, that was my favorite experience. Like one of my favorite experiences. Like being with AI and playing on the same team, just wanting to learn his movements and wanting to learn.
The game came down to the final 2 minutes. Lakers up 3. Kobe missed a 3. Carmelo grabbed the rebound, pushed it in transition, and nailed a 3 of his own. Tied game. 37 seconds left. Kobe responded with a baseline fadeaway. Classic. 2-point lead. Carmelo's response? A step-back 3 over Fisher with 18 seconds left. That shot was pure disrespect, Paul Pierce said. That's a shot you take when you don't care about anything except proving you belong. Nuggets won 103-94. Series back to Denver 3-2. May 29, 2009. Pepsi Center. Winner advances to the NBA Finals. This is it. This is what separates the great from the legendary. The game started like a heavyweight fight. Both teams throwing haymakers, neither willing to give an inch. Carmelo, 35 points through 3 quarters. Kobe, 33 points through 3 quarters. But here's where experience matters. Here's where championship pedigree shows. Fourth quarter, everything on the line, Phil Jackson made a subtle adjustment. Instead of trying to stop Carmelo, which was clearly impossible, he decided to make him work for everything. Double teams, triple teams, physical defense that bordered on mugging. Phil's genius wasn't trying to shut down Carmelo, Magic Johnson explained. It was making him beat 5 defenders instead of 1. Meanwhile, Kobe was doing Kobe things. Contested fadeaways, impossible shots. The kind of performance that makes you appreciate greatness. The final 5 minutes were poetry in motion. Every possession mattered. Every shot was contested. Every play was executed with precision. With 2:47 left, Carmelo nailed a 3 to cut the lead to 1. With 1:58 left, Kobe responded with a fadeaway jumper. With 1 minute 22 seconds left, Carmelo missed a contested 3. With 47 seconds left, Kobe iced the game with 2 free throws. Final score, Lakers 119, Nuggets 92. That wasn't just a game, Charles Barkley said afterward. That was a masterclass in championship basketball. Lakers went on to beat Orlando 4-1 in the finals. Kobe got his 4th ring. His redemption was complete. But something special happened in that Denver series. Something that transcended basketball. The greatest, man. That was my moment where me and Cobb became. Before that, we went to the Olympics. We became very close, but we became close on some disrespectful Carmelo would later reflect. The series averaged 113 points per game. Both stars averaged over 34 points. The basketball was otherworldly. But more than that, it was a changing of the guard moment. LeBron was putting up historic numbers in Cleveland. D-Wade was establishing himself in Miami. But in those 6 games, Carmelo Anthony proved he belonged in any conversation about the best players in the world. People sleep on what Melo did in that series, Dwayne Wade said. He went toe-to-toe with prime Kobe Bryant in the conference finals and never blinked. That's legendary. Years later, when critics questioned Carmelo's playoff resume, those who watched the 2009 Western Conference Finals knew better. They witnessed a war between 2 legends. They saw greatness recognize greatness. They saw basketball played at its highest level. Looking back, the 2009 Western Conference Finals wasn't just about Lakers versus Nuggets. It was about respect. It was about proving that talent alone wasn't enough. You needed heart, you needed fight, you needed the ability to elevate when everything was on the line. Kobe got his ring. Carmelo got his respect. Both got a series that defined what competitive basketball should look like. You know, Cobb, he going into your neck, Carmelo said. But in the end, they were both going for each other's throats, and basketball fans were the real winners. That's the beauty of legendary competition. Nobody loses when legends collide. Subscribe for more untold NBA stories that changed basketball forever.